in my head, as a kid, I'm like, it smells this dead deer, smells the blood, it's coming to get it. What if it tries to turn to come on me? My stepdad's not coming to get me till dark. I'm freaking out. It's making my anxiety, dude. I'm sweating. Go up thinking about it. You can't make this up. So,
sorry, I don't mean to take away from your traumatic experience.
dude, it's terrible. But it freaked me out. It freaked me out. Actually, matter of fact, I tell you what, to this day, this is the first time I've said anything to anybody about it. I was going to take that to my grave. Cool beans. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Fancy's Unfiltered. Daniel, what do you think about it, man? Got the first ones out. Got it going. Got some positive feedback. Seemed like some people really liked it, really enjoyed it. So why not move on to the next one?
So that's what we're doing.
So that's what we're doing. Gonna come out with some more and see what else we get. Hopefully, doesn't disappoint.
Oh, sorry.
Got to have the controls.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it, yeah.
Yep.
Still figuring out, working out the kinks.
We are working out the kinks. We worked out quite a few this week. Thanks for the feedback to everybody that said whatever it was that you said. We appreciate it. And we're still working on some things. Look, when I did this bad boy, never envisioned that we'd be sitting here doing this. So got a few more things we got to work out if we're gonna make this do what it do.
Do what it do. I like it. It's legit though. It's still set up nice. Considering this idea popped up 3 weeks ago.
The
idea popped up a long time ago, but the whole man, I'm gonna have arthritis so bad.
yeah.
The whole hey, we're fixing to hit this nail on the head.
Yeah,
let's get this rolling.
That was
about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 4 weeks ago now.
Here we are on second video.
Second video that's aired.
Yeah.
Third video
overall. Plus TikToks, which y'all need to be going. Like, comment, repost.
TikToks.
Trying to get paid up in this hole.
Yeah, trying to get something. Mainly just enjoyment, though, really. Yeah. And at some point, look, if it helps pay for my habit of cigars and bourbon, which started this room, then that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
We got a long way to go.
Maybe I'll buy me some new socks and underwear. Been trying to hold on to Christmas. Every man knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Trying to wait it out. Didn't get so lucky on my birthday this year. Normally you got the grandparents normally nail on the head with the socks and the underwear around Christmas time, birthdays.
The only person.
But I think, now it's turned into, I get a card with money. They don't want to shop for everybody. Trying to pick something out for everybody.
Well, at some point, it turns into just Merry Christmas. Yeah. So now my mother-in-law still buys me shirts and underwear and socks for Christmas.
Nice.
1 year she skipped because my wife told her to, because I said I don't need any, I'm good.
Why would you do that? Why would you say we?
Well, I did have
too much.
Yeah, I had a whole drawer full. So
yeah,
and the white ones may be a little dingy, but they're still.
You got the whitey tidy specials in there.
Well, the
yellow piss stain in the front.
Yeah, the true undershirt.
Yeah. With the wife beater.
No, it was for real, just like a regular, like one of these. I just wore it small, so that it was like it's like an undershirt. Yeah.
Dude, my shirt's killing me.
Yeah. See,
fat boy problems.
Yeah, I learned from the last episode
I was rolling about that
as we discussed. Well,
the titty line.
Yeah, the titty line. The titty line is a that's a problem for big people.
Man,
Um,
I like good
a
food.
well, yeah, but like I said in the whatever it was, they're smaller than they were, so it's not as big of a titty line
Yeah, yeah,
for me.
yeah. Y'all been on the weight loss thing too. Yeah, how's that going?
It's good. I can see my shoes.
No, the most important thing, you can tie your shoes without blacking out or doing the whole lean down stretch, and you stand up too quick. And you're like, what the, But black, yeah, that's where I was. I weighed myself today for the first time forever. It was a lot less than what I thought I was, but it puts me like right at 60 pounds that I lost. That was pretty dope. Which I don't, of
Six,
course. Oh
60
man,
pounds that you've lost.
yeah, yeah, the loss. I was, right at 240ish, 235, 240. I'm 179, 178
See,
now.
see, I was.
What's up, 50, 55 pounds a month? I didn't go to English class. I'm not good with numbers, so. But,
I think you might have been in the wrong class altogether.
man, I tell everybody, my wife done my schooling, like my work in school,
Mm-hmm.
and I still barely passed. Well, I mean,
So is that a knock on your wife?
yeah, no. Well, I
I
mean,
mean, look,
I
I've been.
love you, girl, but no. What she says is, well, I couldn't give you all A's because then they would have known better.
That is true.
Caught me, caught me, caught me. I can't argue with a valid point.
But
It's a,
but did you get solid B's?
oh no, I mean, there's definitely some C's in there. Maybe the occasional D, like on a progress report, something.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a report card. It was like in the midway through, you got a D. I'm like, come on, baby, you gotta step it up. You gotta get two more answers right this time. Man, I tell you how bad I was at schoolwork. I used to cheat off other people. I'd still fail the test. Open book, I get that. But I used to cheat off people and would still fail the test. That's how bad I was at schoolwork.
Well, and look at you now. Here we are.
Yeah, last resort for me. You still got some other ideas. You have everything and think of everything. This is my last resort. This is my Tom Brady Hail Mary pass for the Super Bowl.
Well,
Or I thought about maybe being a stripper. I mean, people were gonna pay me more money to put my clothes back on. So
they uh they might, yeah. So you told me all day today that you had a topic you wanted to discuss.
oh yeah, man, I've been waiting on this.
So um so this is what I sent you to start with today
Yeah.
when you said this is what you'd like to talk about. So
Yeah, man.
so I guess what you get.
Let's talk about it. The big thing, man. Of course, as you see, Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's real? They. That's not one. It's not him. It's they. Let's go out. It's no bueno.
Um,
Is Bigfoot real? Headline: Bigfoot. I mean, you think of all the videos you're saying. I mean, some are like, there's one real famous one. I bet we could probably find it. But there's some videos, it's like old videos or stuff like where people had cameras recording stuff out in the middle of no, I mean, for no reason and happened to catch. I mean, I've seen some stuff that convinced me.
I've seen lots of stuff to convince me otherwise.
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of fake stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's some. I mean, definitely.
So what makes you think that it's real?
Just some evidence and stuff like that. Like, I used to watch, but they used to have a show called Bigfoot Hunters. Done on like TLC. Back when the whole dish record, your football games, TV
Yep.
shows, stuff came out. Um, but it was like they like got into it and stuff, and I did, and then I got to where I used to like research some stuff like that to the point I paranoid myself. Like you should see, I was like 12, 13. My stepdad just let me start hunting by myself. You know me, I'm already a paranoid person. Like I'm borderline schizophrenic. So, hey, go ahead and swallow that thing.
Well, no, I think something's off this week. with the chairs and we tried to tweak some stuff, and now out of everything that we tried to do to make the angles better for you, see what I did there? Uh, now I've
Yeah, I'd be like that. But anyways,
sorry.
yeah, back on topic. Uh, I just, like I said, I'm already a paranoid person, and I got to where I just truly believe. And I've seen, like I said, some of the videos and pictures. I looked through stuff where it was this big article deal. I saw it on the internet. I know, squeeze one off, whatever. Everything on the internet's but it was like a documentary deal. I think I watched like on like some thing on TV. Anyways, but it was talking about like with this guy, his dad had a Bigfoot. It was like great grandfather, whatever. They had a Bigfoot and it was chopped up and stuff, but they had it frozen. Like he had found it in his grandfather's freezer or whatever, like after he died or whatever. So told him never to open it or something like that. I mean, it was I mean, and it was very believable. I mean, of course, obviously you can fake something. I mean, but back then, like you see some of the old photos and the old videos and stuff like that. That's so realistic. I mean, you didn't have that type of knowledge and stuff. I mean, you got to look back at costumes, stuff like that for animals and people and movies back then when their movies first started and stuff versus now. Obviously, it was nowhere near realistic. So how did they? I mean, how are some of those old videos and the old pictures of stuff so real and believable?
Like this one.
I mean, yeah, but that one video is kind of the one. I mean, like if you watch the actual video, I mean, it's
Yeah, I don't have that ready. Sorry,
yeah.
we're not.
But I
See,
mean,
I didn't know where you was going today, so I couldn't prepare. So
man,
I couldn't. This is when you said this is what you want to talk about. I I I tried to think on the way home and for a little bit before you got over here. I
yeah,
was like, what? Uh, so I just tried to get anything that I could
yeah.
to get
But
to
yeah,
help you
I've
out with
probably
some.
seen it, dude. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I've looked into it a bunch. But and like watching those like that show whatever, and they were talking about like old stories and community. Like these people are going through like their and it's normally it's like out. I guess you could say northwest or whatever. Maine, or where? No, not even that. I don't know. Somewhere with big woods and big mountains and stuff. Didn't go to science
The
class. Don't know
yeah,
my
the
geometry.
Midwest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
up
that.
that way.
Yeah. Anyways, but people telling like their encounters, seeing them, this, that, one, not another. I mean, then it's like you tell if somebody tells a story, I mean, whether or not they making that stuff up or not. And like hearing like when they're talking about like, the noises they make, stuff that's been documented, people's talked about, and it being the same over and over and stuff. I I hunt a lot. I've hunted out in the middle of nowhere with my dad, but I mean just middle of nowhere. Me and my stepdad, I mean, we'd go out some places. Let me tell you. But and hearing stuff, especially when I'm hunting by myself, I mean, when you're out in the middle of nowhere in the woods in BFE, out in the middle of God knows where,
Mm-hmm.
and it's dark. I mean, like 3 a.m. dark is not as bad as 10 o'clock dark. Coming out is always a lot worse than going in, but going in, oh, man, I hate it.
See, I didn't.
But I used to like just hearing some of the noise that I'm like that people talk about. I'm like, I swear I hear that stuff.
See, I was raised in the woods. I drove through the woods from the time I was 3 until high school.
Yeah.
Before I finally said, "Do I have to go?" But I had much rather go in the woods in the darkness, like in morning time, get set, than I had coming out. So I'm right the opposite. Because all the movies you watch, shit happens at nighttime.
Yeah.
In my mind, early morning darkness is early morning. So
I know it's
it
gonna.
did.
I know it's gonna get brighter. It's gonna get more daylight.
Yeah.
And that time it's only gonna get darker. Like, and speaking like I'm hunting and stuff like that. I was talking about the whole Bigfoot thing. And Daniel, you can everybody call me crazy. I don't care. we used to be in this hunting club out in Hamilton area. It's called R&R, and I had this field that I normally hunted. I mean, several times a year. It was like where the campsite was at. You took the little road that went back behind it. Um, and it went back to like the gut pit where we dumped all the carcass and stuff. You know, we fill it in every so often when it started to get full. And you keep driving past that, and it would have, I think we had 2 or 3 green fields back there. The one very back there in the very back, I mean, it probably wasn't a mile from the campsite. And it was just, so, I mean, 40, 50 yards wide, 200 yards to the back of it. Pretty green field. Hardwoods on the left, small, like pine thicket on the right with into big pines. So they would cross pines to the hardwoods. They'd come out and graze in that field and go over. And the pines that were there, the small ones that were up on the edge of the green field, they were, I mean, 15, 20 foot tall. I mean, pretty damn tall. Well, um, I thought I was sitting there hunting. I was hunting by myself, and I thought I kept hearing stuff. And to the right side of the field, and this pine stuff, it went down like a big holler. Well, then I don't care what anybody. I mean, maybe people got better hearing than me, but most of the time when I'm deer hunting, especially when I'm hunting in the woods. Now, if I'm out in the woods, like I'm up in a climber or a lock on something like that, you can hear deer. I can hear deer coming, But normally within 100, 200 yards from me, at least 100 yards, say. But like when you're in a shooting house watching a green field and stuff, you can't. I don't care what you unless they're up on you, you're hunting just in the what you're sitting back in the woods and they're really close. You can't really hear them, especially when they're all. I mean, it's got to be dead piss silent. But I kept hearing this crashing, limb snapping, banging, and like to the point like I didn't got goosebumps. I mean it to the point like I was like that's a Bigfoot. I swear. I mean, I'm probably 13, 14-ish, 13. No, don't laugh.
Okay.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
No.
Listen. And so I was like, it was too loud to be a deer. There wasn't no cows around. There wasn't nothing else to explain it, but it was so loud. Like, I've heard deer, bucks in full rut chasing those, crashing stuff.
So you've had a traumatic
Yeah, dude,
experience
it traumatized me.
yourself, and that's why you believe
In Bigfoot.
in Bigfoot.
Yeah. So,
See, so it's starting to make sense now.
starting to make sense. But so it's like time goes by, I quit. I hear it, and I'm not listening to it come up though, like up this little draw on this little holler, come up like to the edge of the field, and I'm like freaking out. Like I have a whole plan in my head as I'm thinking of like how fast I can get my phone out to call my dad. Cause I was hunting with my stepdad, and because like if this thing walked out, I was gonna shoot it like right, and I'm just gonna shoot it in the face. Blah blah blah. Like I like had this whole plan. I was like freaking out about it, and I hear it come up to the field, and then it stopped. Like it just came to the edge of the field, and that was it. And then I didn't hear nothing for a while, and then you kind of heard it kind of disappear. I was like, okay, whatever. Shortly after that,
And that was right at daylight, or is that
no,
middle
this
of day?
is like at dusk.
Okay.
I'm like it's getting dark.
Yeah.
It's like right before dusk really set in.
Okay. So see, that time frame, I would be going.
Yeah,
Also.
exactly. Yeah, so and let alone being a kid, I'm 13, 14, and already being a schizophrenic. About that's a whole other topic for another day. I can get in with that. My dad, he's all. I've got that wrote down for him. But so shortly after that, when I hear it like disappear, 15, 20 minutes later, I had a couple deer walk out. I popped a doe. She run off. Blah blah blah. I text my stepdad. Hey, I got a doe. Blah blah blah. Okay, sit there till dark. I'll come get you. He said, he always asked me whether was she alone or no, were they alone? No, there's several other ones. Blah blah blah. There was. He'd be all right. Sit there till dark. See if they come back out. Sometimes they will. They'll pop back out. Be like, what the, whatever. I'll write another one. I'm sitting there waiting. I start hearing that sound again. Not loud. But I just hear. But it sounds like it's. I mean, it's walking, kind of, just at a steady pace, and walking to the kind of that same path up to the edge of the field. And I'm like, that's not the deer, like something. And I'm like, in my head, as a kid, I'm like, it smells this dead deer, smells the blood, it's coming to get it, What if it tries to turn and come on me? My stepdad's not coming to get me till dark. I'm freaking out. It's making my anxiety, dude. I'm sweating. Go up thinking about it. You can't make this up. So I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, "Hey, when you gonna come get?" Like, she's dead. I heard her crash. Like, you can come on now. Nothing else is coming out. Like, trying to get income. She's like, "No, I'll be there at dark." And I'm like, "This is terrible, dude." Like, I'm sweating it. Let me see me how I am now. Imagine me in the moment.
Oh,
And so
if
I
you're
heard it, and so then like dark settles in, like dark enough where I can still see fairly close to me, but halfway, 150 yards out, it gets a little blurry, it gets a little dark. Well, then I hear it walk up to the edge of the field and kind of walk towards me, kind of walk back, and I'm like, to the point I was so freaked out that I didn't hear it, so I thought it walked out in the field. I got my gun out the window, and I had a bright ass flashlight that my stepdad gave me, and I popped it, and it lit up the whole field. And I was already looking at my scope, and it was nothing. So it zoomed out all the way. I feel like I'm a dang good shot, so I wasn't worried about. So I just was looking, popped the light on, nothing. I look up out of the scope, and when I look up, and I told you the short pines on the edge of the field, they're like 15, 20 foot tall. Well, like a little maybe in between halfway and three quarters, right at three quarters way up that tree. At least I'm gonna say 10, 12ish feet, give or take, maybe around 10 feet more so. There's this big set of eyes, and this is at 100 yards. I'm not looking through my scope. I've got to just sit there because I'm just and stuck like a deer in the headlights of a set of eyes, and they're kind of like a yellowish, reddish kind of.
so you're telling me
I don't know.
you
I'm not saying that I saw Bigfoot, but
but you saw
there's
something
some.
at 12ish feet
Well,
with
I
eyeballs.
10ish. Let's say 10ish feet, give or take. They're 100 yards, and it's a good ways up those trees. So it might have 10, 12 maybe, but it's. Looks like its eyeballs are like that at 100 yards.
What if it was that? What if it's that cocaine bear in that movie? And
I
and
never watched it.
his eyes was just that big.
Dude, no.
Sorry, I don't mean to take away from your traumatic experience.
Dude, it was terrible. But it freaked me out. It freaked me out. Actually, matter of fact, I tell you what, to this day, this is the first time I've said anything to anybody about it. I was going to take that to my grave.
Well, so while we're being honest, when you said you had this episode covered, you had a topic, and I said, okay, come over, we'll hash it out, we'll talk about it. That way we can all be on the same page. And you said, dude, I got it in one word. And you said, Bigfoot. And I went, damn. And so I was stressing, and I was trying to find something that would go along with not the conspiracy theory. That's we could go down.
Yeah.
That's we could do that
we could do conspiracy theories forever.
Yeah, we could do a while.
Everything.
But anyway, so Bigfoot. I really thought that I could find something that would go along with the myth of Bigfoot. So this afternoon, real quick, I Googled and I chat GPT'd, and I was looking through some stuff, and I was trying to figure out something else I could talk about to go along with Bigfoot. Had you told me that you felt as though you'd had a real life,
I want to keep it a surprise.
A real life. I know, but I'm supposed to be in the know. I feel
hey, next time.
I feel like I'm at work.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to know what's happening and supposed to be able to plan and do the things.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
But anyway, so I was trying to think on the way home, and I was like, what else gonna? So then I thought aliens, because I was struggling so bad to try to figure out something that I could contribute.
Yeah, kind of on the same.
That would that would be a back and forth that we could talk about. And so I've got
I
some
got something to follow up with that.
I got some of those stories that we can dig into.
Now, let's dig into it.
Um, but
But in the Bigfoot thing,
yeah,
that was
yeah. So what I was saying, had you told me these things, and I could have been ready for my first Dr. Phil moment, where I could, where my first real guest on Fancies Unfiltered was someone who had felt as though there was something in the woods that should be investigated.
Man, I didn't say nothing to nobody.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I
Because like
would
my
have.
stepdad got there, and we had to go out there and look to find the doe. And dude, this is what was crazy. This is what I was like. I'm taking this to my grave. I can to this day. Me and my stepdad have hunted a bunch. I've killed a lot of deer. A lot. And I ain't the best hunter in the world. I ain't no I got a couple buddies that killed more deer than I'll probably ever kill in my lifetime. Um, but I've hunted enough to know what I'm doing and can tell when I hit a deer when I shoot and know that I'm a good enough shot. I've shot since I was old enough to hold a gun and I could shoot.
Yep.
You know, when I shot that doe, I watched her. When I hit her, I watched her jump, kick, run out with her tail down, stumbling out of the field. I mean, she was broadside, 100 yards. I smoked her. I had 10 out of 10. I'm hitting that folded with a hanger in my ass. I just trick move. It's a balancing point. It's a little bit of leverage. Different conversation. But so I watched her run off.
I'll make a mental note.
Yeah,
We'll go back to that one day.
watch her spray blood. When we go over their track or whatever, um, there's not really blood there. That's what I thought. I swore like I watched her spray blood out her shoulder. I punched her heart ticket. Runs off and where she runs on kind of the hardwoods where there's a little bit of pines right there, so it's easy to see it on the leaves and stuff like that, and the hardwoods like oak leaves and stuff like that, and all the little green leaves and stuff, and bright red blood pops up on it. We get there, we find a couple drops here and there, and you see where like she bedded down, and she gone, gone, no trace of nothing.
Like gone.
Yeah,
Never found her gone.
Yeah, I never found her.
Or any trace of her.
They found carcass a couple, I think the next season. On the not even where she was, like 150 yards where she was at the very back of the field.
Yeah.
So I was in my head, after seeing that, I'm like, Bigfoot come up here and took my deer, dude. I said, of course they're giving me, oh, you just, I think you just nicked her. You just missed. You just nicked her. She bled real good and quit bleeding. Because a lot of deer like they go lay down like on the dirt and stuff on the ground, roll a little bit, try to clog up the blood. Plus they're tired, about to die. So, like she just, she quit bleeding. You missed. That was the one like the first time, if not the first time I missed a deer. But yeah, that was my Bigfoot topic, and because I felt like I had a traumatic experience, and that's the first time I've ever said anything to anybody.
Well, I am extremely happy that my first official, because remember we did the first episode, we split into two because we just sat here and yacked.
Yeah. Well,
But it was just us talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
We had absolutely no topic in mind.
No topic.
We just went into it going, you know what, we're just going to turn the cameras on and see what happens.
Yeah. See what we like, what we need to do.
So this one is our first official episode.
Yeah.
And you said you had it covered. And I was hesitant, but I've enjoyed it because I did not think that this is where we were going.
It's a twist.
Yeah.
But what you was talking about with the aliens.
Oh, the aliens. Yep. Look at this. So,
Bigfoot encounter and aliens. That's the
the
headline.
because I'm techie and I like look the other day I
Guru.
yeah the other day I went to the Best Buy to get a couple things for this show. Excuse me. And I couldn't tell you the last time I've been in Best Buy, and there's a reason for that, and that's because I kind of geek out, and I got excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, so um, when I went to Best Buy and did all this, and it was in order to be able to have the ability to quickly make things as I think of them, which is it needs a lot, and then editing this
Yeah.
video and everything. So uh, before we the segue into this was I was trying to figure out a way to add something to your Bigfoot,
Yeah.
and the only thing I could think of was aliens. And so me and Chat GPT, uh, I told it
Yeah, you
I
texted
tell
it to me. Yeah, that's
I
dope.
text this one to you because I told it I wanted to see a UFO in a field with Bigfoot and his alien friend, and I wanted woods to be around it. So you feel like you've got enough evidence to feel like Bigfoot is the thing.
Yeah.
What say you on aliens?
I'm a believer. I mean, there's no way. I've watched so much stuff. Me and my dad get into these conversations a bunch of like documentaries and videos that's been, Facebook, YouTube, that's come from some source that's of like interviews with old people that's retired from NASA, from the government, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. The work like Area 51 stuff like that, and been like, yeah, like there's aliens. They've got embalmed bodies of them at Area 51, hidden. So I was watching one the other day. I wish I'd saved it now about they was talking one guy that
See
was a
now,
retired CIA or something like that he was talking about that they have one that's like alive whatever that they've kept that's like they've had for Lord knows how many years but and I was just like watching it and stuff but I think I got caught up at work.
so anyway, so I was thinking that these two topics could so easily allow us to trail down the conspiracy theory segue, but we're not going to do it tonight.
Not tonight, not tonight. what's
But
your what's your opinion on the aliens
on the aliens,
then?
so like I said in one of my TikToks the other day, I don't really believe anything that anybody tells us anymore.
No, I
I
mean, yeah.
I think that
That's why I like looking at older stuff.
I think that there's enough. Oh my gosh, there's we could go older stuff. Uh, everything older paper wise is going away.
Yeah.
Digital stuff can be changed. At some point in our history, we're going to lose what was actually written on paper because every few generations somebody can change something and nobody will ever know.
Yeah, it could go
So again, we're not going down that road. Aliens. Sorry. Sorry. Aliens. I believe that I think it's possible. I think it's like super possible. I remember, so I've never seen personally anything that made me, well, okay.
Mm,
Mm,
light
so
bulb.
I remember as a young adult and as an older adult seeing something in the sky and going, what was that? And then the next day there was an explanation on the news.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
it's a meteor. Well,
or it was the space station that caught a glimpse of the sun that
yeah,
amplified
reflected
that
down and
yeah,
yeah.
super reflected
Well,
this
again, it was
time.
outside and was
Yeah,
magnifying glass.
it's only once every 300 years that it's angled in such a way that it would have produced that such of a ray, and we're like,
Yeah.
thank you, NASA, for letting us know.
Yeah, thanks.
So I just thought about that. So, I don't know, maybe I have seen a bunch of things, but I was gonna say before that that I've personally never seen anything that I would go, that's a UFO.
Yeah. But what about some video? I
But
mean, I've
but
yeah.
my father,
Mm.
I remember him telling me I was probably, let's see, we moved back to Alabama when I was 12. So I was probably like 14. I remember him telling me that he was going to work that morning and saw something in the sky, and it was a little weird. And I won't finish this story because I just now, as soon as I had the thought, I also had the thought he may he may be like your Bigfoot. He may not want me to tell what he saw. So I would just say that I guess he, like a lot of other people, saw something that looked a little weird.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean, you got to
and I
think of
and until this exact moment, I thought, you know what, I never really saw anything that was weird, that was unexplained. But what explained it to me was the new
was who now
what
everybody realizes this is a
yeah,
just a complete
was the news the next morning that told me. And that was when just you remember in did you ever watch, sorry, I get excited when I get a thought.
right.
Did you ever watch
So I got it.
It's Alabama, it's
Yeah.
Nats, sorry. um the movie with John Travolta and the dude that ended up going to jail. He was in the movie. He was in a boat. What was?
I don't know.
Hang on. It's coming. It's coming. They were in a stealth bomber. John Travolta and this dude was in a stealth bomber and nuclear weapons.
Top Gun.
No, that was Tom
No, you
Cruise.
can't disrespect Tom Cruise. But anyways,
Anyway, I'll
anyways,
I'll
yeah, off
I'll
topic.
I'll edit it. No, it's on topic. I'll edit it in, and we'll make it work. Anyway, so in that movie, as soon as something happened, the media and the government worked together to cover the story,
Yeah,
like instantly,
yeah,
because they knew what happened before anybody else knew what happened. And so before we ever started going, hey, Martha, did you see that? They had already been working on
yeah.
a
They're way
story.
ahead of us.
So, at one point in my life, I thought, you know what, that's no, aliens is not real, because everybody said, what everybody tells me is that they're not real, and that's just whatever. But even
I
our
mean,
even our
someone
government lately, even our government lately, uh,
has said something about it.
has said something about it, and they've got
I'm pretty sure someone confirmed
yes, they've
something.
got documented cases. And um, we've talked about our technical difficulties trying to make this show work like we want it to. So all of my research um, is over there, and I can't get to it at the moment because I dug in before you got here real quick, and was like, okay, here. So I've got a couple of listed examples of high ranking pilots within the
Yeah.
air.
Mm-hmm.
So it's becoming more prominent that people who have, look, we live in the South. If there's anything that ever happens on the news, the people that the news interview. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, y'all, what's that? You know,
Yeah.
I burnt my hot pocket. Remember that TikTok?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so when I see interviews of people who said, I saw a UFO, I don't think anything about it. But as reports come out of people who are they got bling on their shoulders and they fly shit and,
for
and
a living for 40 years
and they know
across
things
the world. Yeah.
and they can flip whatever it is that they're flying upside down and do Top Gun stuff and they go, I saw something that shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I've seen videos of like interview stuff of like them talking to pilots, and even some newer, some you could tell obviously it was like older, like early 2000s, late 90s.
I talked too long.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But uh, of them pilots being like, oh yeah, I've seen UFOs, and telling stories about them coming up in the planes, like next to their 747s or whatever, all these big passenger planes, American Airlines, all that stuff, and come up and be flying next to them, and then just like everybody always talks about, just gone in the blink of an eye. As everyone talks about how quick they just disappear, and even talking like fighter pilots, stuff like that, talking about like retired fighter pilots. Talking about how, when they're out in the ocean or over the desert and stuff, and they get stuff pop up on the radar, they get called to go like look at it and blah 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 to go check go check it out. It's an unidentified bogey,
Well, and it
and
was
them
just
being telling stories. Jets are fast as the F-18s and all that stuff, and them talking about like them like chasing it or whatever, and it just going like supersonic basically, and then like full and can't even touch it, and stuff, and they're being like, yeah, it's
so again in my research. If you want me to, I can go back in and I'll edit this and I'll put in a picture of what I read again because it it's over there.
yeah,
If somebody wants to swing by and get it,
yeah,
we'll put it up anyway. So there was a report of one of them people with bling on their
yeah,
shoulders
been flying.
and said that they shot off 30 or 40 rounds into it.
Hmm.
Shot into it, meaning
Yeah,
it went in and it still just
yeah, the Jetsons.
and so again I'll be honest, going back to your Bigfoot real quick, making the transition.
Yeah,
Most everybody who has been on camera saying something about they saw Bigfoot is very similar to the impression that I did a minute ago.
yeah,
So, that being said, now a lot of people who have a little bit of knowledge about what's really happening,
yeah,
like that they know, are finally getting to the point to where they're going, "Hey yo,
yeah,
look what I saw,"
yeah. By
and
the
and,
way,
and they can talk just like the other people that we was talking about earlier.
well, yeah,
Hey yo, but if he talks like that and has been up there and has seen things, kind of have to
yeah.
go with
And
what he sees.
what about even like the videos? And it's more so like you see a lot of like out in like California, stuff like that, Arizona, like the deserts and stuff like that. You know, about people taking these videos. They're seeing like out in the skies and stuff like that. That I mean, they're unexplainable. I mean, there's been some that's been on the news, within the last 10 years. About UFO sighting reporting, and
It was like
Yuma, Arizona, over the desert.
it was like 2 or 3 years ago that it made mainstream
Oh
news
yeah,
about the Navy ship that was out. Well, I can't remember where they were at, but they were out somewhere, and they were like, "This is not," and they had. You gonna look it up?
no,
Oh, okay. You got a
found,
thought. You got a
yeah,
thought. Um, So anyway, in whatever ship this was, I guess it was an aircraft carrier or something because I think the story, and I'll have to look, I can't remember, so y'all forgive me. This is not news. This is opinions,
Yeah,
unfiltered,
unfiltered.
with libations.
You don't have to care
So,
about our opinions or
yeah,
thoughts, and we
yeah.
don't have to care
So,
about yours.
so I may be wrong. So, no comments about. No, that was 1942, not 1943.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, so
Whatever, dude.
see,
Anyways,
anyway, it may have been an aircraft carrier. I may have had the whole story wrong. I don't remember, but I think the story was that whatever Navy vessel this was saw some stuff that wasn't supposed to be happening and dispatched stuff to go investigate and also confirmed that this wasn't something that was supposed to be able to be
yeah, I've
happening.
seen it. Yeah, I
I think
remember
it was like
now.
2 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So
Long enough, at least it's been soon enough for me to remember it. You know, we talked about my memory deal. Yeah, but so don't you spit that out, you swallow. You're not a quitter.
green alien
Yeah,
spaceship.
spaceship. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you think of oh no, you remember this old cartoon? Was that is dog on the prairie or something like that? They didn't talk. It's this little pink weenie dog looking thing, and this old grouchy farmer, and his big grouchy wife, and the dog would always get like abducted by aliens and stuff like that. They still weird stuff in it now or something. Anyways,
So how old were you when you watched
I
that
was
cartoon?
kid. I mean, probably 6, 7, something like
All
that.
right, so if you were 6 or
I
7.
mean, that's what kind of started my alien thing. 'Cause I've always believed in alien.
No,
I mean,
I was just trying to
there's
figure out.
no possible way with all of the stuff
I was
that's come up and the pilots and stuff.
I was just trying to figure out what my daughter was watching around the time that you were that age because that was about the same time, and I was trying to figure out what was popular back then so as I could remember a prairie dog and weenie that was.
Yeah, not like a prairie dog. It's called Dog on the Prairie or something like
Dog on
that.
the prairie. Yeah,
No,
I
that was
don't,
too long. I don't know. People know what I'm talking about. Hey, if you know what I'm talking about,
put it in the
yeah, put it in
comments.
the
I
comments because
remember the backyardigans back when around then.
yeah, it's not aliens though.
Backyardigan. Yeah, no.
But I mean, like you said, no, what with the pilots and stuff. I mean, at some point, I mean, I get it. But like you watch these old videos and stuff. Most of them are old retired fighter pilots, you know, and stuff. And like they were young back then, but you can tell that it's older videos, stuff like that. And even like passenger, pilots, stuff like the regular pilots and stuff. And it's not like they'd be doing it for attention on social media. Like I mean, because social media now is not nowhere near like what it was back then. I wasn't really a thing. You barely even had, TV. That's where you watch it. Watch it on TV. You didn't have Facebook and all that. It's not like you're doing it for clout. It's not like you were doing it for a podcast. So, I mean, like, why would you make that shit up? And everyone, I mean, Area 51 has always been a big conspiracy deal on itself for the aliens. And people saying that, like, they've actually shot down UFOs, like, in the desert and stuff, and they've got them stowed there with the bodies.
Have you ever Google Earth that area and just look to see what all you could see?
Yeah, I done it recently, actually.
There's some weird stuff if you
Yeah.
like now that area that we were talking about, you can't see nothing. They let you see a little bit of it, but then there's a lot that they've got like nope, you can't see it.
Yeah.
But if you zoom out and look at some other areas, there's some weird stuff
Oh yeah,
out there.
yeah.
And I would kind of
Well, what about like talking about the alien thing? I knew you had seen it. It was all over the news and everything. You're getting old, Daniel.
I
It was
know.
all over the news and everything. That lady that was freaking out on the plane.
Oh,
But he is not. You are not real. And then
yes.
then she vanished. Like she blew up and then she like vanished. No one could find her. No one knew who she was. Blah blah blah. And it was like a month later, she pops back up. Oh, comes out with this video. Oh, I was delusional. I didn't have enough sleep. Whatever. Blah blah blah. I didn't know. I didn't see anything, and everyone come out talking about like, because she was talking about it first. When she's yelling on the plane. His eyes, his mouth. She had seen something that she shouldn't have seen at the right moment. or maybe it just broke character to scare the mess out of her, and didn't thinking she wasn't about to freak out, you know. But and then she comes back out and was like, "Oh no, I didn't see anything," and just all over, Now magical people can find her and blah blah. She was,
Yeah.
it was a whole big weird scenario. But I mean, like, dude, you don't. And some people are like, "Oh, the government stage her to do that." Why would the government stage her to freak like that? That's the last thing. If that's true, because they gotta know about it.
I think we might could go into that. Uh,
Well, or
pretty.
a conspiracy theory that you like to dig into.
That's what I'm saying.
Comment
Yeah,
that. Yeah, we
yeah.
can
That's
get into that
yeah.
for one or
That's
two of them.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Make it a
Put
two-part deal.
put it. Oh man, we could probably make this like a whole series
Yeah,
because
it'd be a
look,
kick.
look. The last you know it for me it's got a lot to do with age. The last few years I've really gotten tired
Yeah,
of a lot of things, and I've really gotten tired of being told things that's not the truth, and my eyes have been opened.
yeah,
And I look at things a whole lot differently now.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm going to jump on every conspiracy theory bandwagon, but there's a whole lot of memes out there right now that say we're going to need some more conspiracy theories because all of mine have came true.
Yeah, true.
So I would say
But do you think it's a conspiracy? I mean, like with that lady freaking out. I mean, like, what if that was an alien deal?
that's what I'm saying. At this point in my life, at my age, in my mentality, if I see it on the news, I don't care what station is reporting it.
You're probably gonna be like, well, I mean,
There is something or someone behind what created that
yeah,
news
it didn't just
that
pop out of nowhere.
those agencies are reporting on.
Yeah,
How they report it and what kind of bias that they have when they report it, that's on them. But there is something or someone behind what caused that event that they're all reporting on.
yeah,
That up until a few years ago, I was like, oh, can you believe that happened?
yeah,
Man, look. I sure do like the way Fox News covers this better than CNN. But I would watch it to watch it. I would watch it for the coverage that they were having. And it was just a few years ago. I don't know how many, but whatever a few is. We're in Alabama. A few could be 3 or it could be
yeah,
7. I don't know. But I really started thinking what actually happened that created that event that everybody's reporting on.
yeah. And the thing is, like, thinking about like that lady, um,
Yeah.
the
So
way
that's
she freaked out. I mean, because like the way she freaked. I mean, dude, like where I was getting earlier, talking about like if so like you said, it kind of ties in. Somebody was behind that. Somebody knew that was like, oh,
yeah.
like
So this
we got to get like this has got to be because she like I said she disappeared. Like nobody nobody on the plane came out about anything, and not that I saw. Please, tag it, show it, send it to me
right.
if I'm wrong. But so that way I can go back and talk about it at some point if it gets brought back up. But the way she freaked out, her demeanor, her body language, her tone of her voice. I mean, like, and then all of a sudden, when she came out, she's like, "Oh, I didn't say nothing." Like, no, unfiltered bullshit. I mean, there's no way you don't freak out like that with that body language and tone in your voice and stuff, and
And
for
then
no reason, and then just be like,
my bad.
"Hey, you know what?"
So my point was that at this stage in my life, whatever conspiracy theory that you could come up with for that lady on the plane, okay, what,
Or the aliens.
well,
It's just kind of tied together.
but on the lady on the plane for real, uh, what? whatever conspiracy theory you could dream up. At this point, I would not dismiss any of those for the capabilities of what some people are able to do
No.
behind the scenes that none of us know about, and then it's reported however it is to be reported. That's and I could go with examples after examples, and we'll have to, if there's enough feedback from our request, then we may go down that road.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
just on a topic for conspiracy theories type of deal, just so we can kind of
I talked too long ago.
just so we can kind of have a little side note of some funny stuff to kind of make you think and wonder and kind of laugh about it. Where where do hamsters come from? Think about it. Outside of a pet store, where does a hamster live? I was thinking about that at work today. Wrote it down. I was like, while trying to think about Bigfoot stuff, I was like, where do hamsters come from outside of a pet store? You only say, I mean, you say snakes and fish, okay, blah blah blah, rabbits, cool. Hamsters, guinea pigs, they ain't down the road in Georgia.
No, I think they come from New Guinea for the guinea pigs.
Yeah, but what
Y'all-
about hamsters?
They come from New Amsterdam.
New Hampshire.
Damn.
Down.
New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's where they all originate. They have little Amsterdams, and they make more.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Amazon bought them and shipped them to PetSmart.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, for real though, I mean, it just one of those things, you know, kind of. So I was in my head, you know, after seeing that, I'm like, Bigfoot come over here and took my deer, dude. You know, I had said, of course, over my head type of deal. That
All right, so
one of my strange thoughts of.
So there's another one.
Today.
So look, another request. We've heard through text messages and somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Wow.
Y'all put those comments in the comments and let that be something that we discuss, because we're not doing this just for us. We're doing it for you too, and we'll be glad to share our thoughts and unfiltered comments on whatever topics that you have. Because yeah, I don't know where hamsters come from, but I would like to talk about it. So
Yeah.
now that you've brought it up, I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna figure out where hamsters come from.
Research. Yeah.
And
I'm
I
sure
would
it's
love for
simple.
y'all to drop a comment, and we'd love to do some research and talk about that too, because that's what we do. It's unfiltered, and that's what we talk.
Yeah. So. Imagine if you could start like a hamster fight ring. You know, they got chicken fight, dog fight. What about a hamster fight? So I was in my head, you know, after seeing that, I'm like, Bigfoot come over here and took my deer, dude. You know, I had to say, of course.
So while we're being honest, when you said you had this episode covered, you had a topic, and I said, okay, come over, we'll hash it out, we'll talk about it, that way we can all be on the same page. And you said, dude, I got it in one word. And you said, Bigfoot. And I went, damn.
Guinea pigs. They ain't down the road in Georgia.
No, I think they come from New Guinea for the guinea pigs.
Yeah, but what about hamsters?
They come from New Amsterdam.
New Hampshire.
Damn.
Damn.
New Amsterdam.
New Hampshire.